What's up everybody, Brian with First Shot Tactical, back with another video for you here today. And today we're doing a quick unboxing and overview of the Griffin Armament 1:8x28 first focal plane LPVO, as well as in tandem with that, you need a mount for it. We have the Griffin 30mm 1.425 height cantilever unimount that'll pair up nicely with this. Let's go ahead and get everything out of the package and see what comes with it. All right, so everything that comes with it, the first package we had was our mount. So pretty simple here. You get your mount, which will go directly to a Picatinny rail. And then they have all the screws already loosely installed on the mount that you're gonna take out so that way you can put your scope into this mount. They call this their GPM series. It stands for Griffin Precision Mount. And just out of the box here, this thing feels super high quality. So I'm excited to try this guy out. Also in the package, you do get a Allen wrench, or actually this is the star pattern one. So like the hex or star pattern, and that's what the screws are on this. So you have that to tighten everything down, as well as they give you instructions on how to mount this as well. For the actual optic then, you have two additional items. So you have a QR code that'll take you directly to the owner's manual for this optic. And then you have pretty standard a cleaning cloth with the Griffin logo on it as well. Of course, then the main thing in the box that you're looking for is your optic. This is a 1:8 LPVO in the first focal plane. It does come with front and rear flip up caps, and it's pretty cool. It's got the Griffin logo there. So you can flip that guy up to the rear, also flip that up. The turrets on this, let's go ahead and get these unscrewed and take a look. You can see you have your dial here, and let's give it a click here, see what it sounds like. Nice audible clicks on that. And then for the top one, my guess is probably gonna be the same. And yep, sure enough it is. Awesome, pretty solid there. On the left side then, we do have a dial, and this is to illuminate our reticle. This top door here is actually gonna be where our battery is. And let's see if we do have a battery in it or not. So no battery, and if I had to guess, I'm gonna guess this is a CR2032 battery, so let's pop that in. All right, I know you guys can't see it now, but the reticle is on, so it just takes a CR2032 battery, pop that in, and you'll be good to go. I'll show you what the optic looks like down the sight here in a bit. On the side here, you do have 12 different brightness settings, and the thing I like about this is there's actually 24 settings going around. When you're on a dot, that means the optic's off, and then when you're on a number, that means the optic's gonna be on at that brightness level. So the cool thing about this is typically, especially for myself, I'm always gonna want this on brightness 12. When I'm on brightness 12, to turn this off, instead of having to dial this all the way back down to 0. All you have to do instead is just go to a dot on the bottom or on the top, and that's gonna shut your optic off. So definitely love that feature to save what brightness setting you're on and turning it on and off quick. As far as getting this all mounted up here, I'm just gonna do a very basic one, but when you are doing this for real, make sure you have this level into your mount as well as on your rifle. So that way, again, everything's level for it. All right, so again, I used the level a little bit, but when I mount this to my rifle, that's when I'll actually level everything out. But again, this will give you a general idea of what this is gonna look like all together. When you do finally mount this to your rifle, they recommend torquing these screws and then these ones here to 20 to 25 inch-pounds. And then for mounting it, they say go ahead and torque these ones down to your rail to 25 inch-pounds as well. Before we take a look down the reticle, I have our scale here, and I wanted to tell you what the weight is with the mount and the optic here. So we have our scale zeroed here. Let's go ahead and put this on top. Looks like this all together is coming in at 1 pound, 13.5 ounces. So just a heads up there, if you're gonna be mounting this to your rifle, you will be adding a little under 2 pounds to your rifle. Next up, let's get a look down the reticle and see what we got. Right now, we are zoomed in at 8x. So this is maxed out. You can see our etched in reticle there in the center. And on the left side here, I'm gonna turn the dial and activate the illumination. So I'm gonna switch it on. And this is full power. This is brightness setting 12. As far as daytime brightness, you might struggle a little bit, but compared to other LPVOs I've used on the market around this price point, I've definitely seen a lot worse. Next, let's go ahead and start zooming this out here. So I'm gonna kind of count as we go. So we're at 7, now we are at 6, and now we are at 5, and now we're gonna bring it back to 4, and then now we are at 3. Then we're gonna do a big crank here. We're going all the way back to 2. And then one more time, let's go all the way back to 1. So right there is it at 1x. One thing I wanted to point out while we are at 1x is where is the reticle? I had to take this off camera and take a look at it as well. And guys, it is kind of difficult to see at 1x. Remind you, I do have the illumination on, so this is at brightness setting 12, but it's pretty hard to see, to be honest. But since this is a first focal plane optic, and as you zoom in or out, that reticle gets bigger or smaller. When you are zoomed all the way out, it's just really tricky to see. But once you crank this, like I said, past 3, or if you get it all the way cranked up and we go all the way back to 8, man, that picture is pretty good. And again, this is through my iPhone, through the optic. So in person, it's pretty solid, guys. Just for showing you here, I'm just gonna crank this back and forth to give you a look again, because I know some people wanna see, you know, 1 to 8. I know I did it slow before, but here you can see it cranking in a more rapid manner, just going back and forth. Another quick example, just for showing distance, is we do have our owl out there on a fence post, but right now we are at 1x with the brightness illumination setting at 12. And again, this is where I was saying it's really hard to see at 1x, but let's go ahead and zoom this in. We're gonna go to 2, and now we're at 3. Cranking it in. Now we're at 6, 7, and there is 8, so maxed out. And if we want, we can adjust that focus here as well. And there we can see our owl very clear. And again, if we want to back that zoom level, we can go ahead and bring it back, and we're gonna lose focus, but that's all right. We can readjust that. Move this back. And then now we are back to 1x. And again, this owl's maybe 15 or 20 yards away. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, have fun shooting, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.